Brahma. Arts and Crafts. Shrimanacharya Jayesh Bhagwanji Chitroda. Brahma. Origin of arts and crafts. The Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom invented all arts and crafts, and the products were used for trading. The main reasoning for this was to develop humans and create effective time management to cultivate the mind, body and soul. The education of teaching people about the environment and how to harness power from it by making things using techniques is the main growth factor of the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom. Many aspects of technical skills were shown to people, from making plates and cups to making grain grounding equipment to harness flour. The methodology of using the environment grew to teach people the skills required to make, supply and trade various items for commercial value in exchange for something else. This created a natural union amongst the people that led to kingdom growth. The people that did not practice these methods of exchange remained quite primitive and did not evolve to learn skills to make any sort of kingdom with advanced building structures, as the skills were not present amongst their community, similar to ancient tribes found on the planet today living in jungles and forests. Brahma. Purpose or arts and crafts. There are two main reasons that arts and crafts were made. The first reason is to create kingdom neutrality through trade. The second is to celebrate the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom. The method of recognition through arts and crafts is practiced only by the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom as to find the atta naming system of words used for arts and crafts creation, tracing to the origin point in time when taught to them originally by the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom. Within the structure of the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom, there are three methods of incorporation that are defined by material or product composition, namely metallic, non-metallic and synthetic substances. Brahma. Arts and crafts historical value. The historical value of arts and crafts is a great determining factor of past history and culture as defined by recognition to the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom. There are many special events that have taken shape in the past and changed or rapidly upgraded human learning and intelligence from common sense. These events are known as Vikriti time points in the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom. There are three Vikriti time points. The first took place during Mai Bhagwan Vaman Chitroda Empire and the second took place during Mai Bhagwan Ram Chitroda Empire. The third Vikriti time point started with my ancestor Bhagwan Gautam Buddha Chitroda, Buddha, creating the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom. Tibetan Om literally translated as India 3V, and will start to define Mai Bhagwan Kalki Chitroda Empire. During the Vikriti time points, Mayata Codex creates rapid mathematical and scientific calculations to produce the wording of the product to be created with the combination of elements required in the process as a complete system. This method creates the next technology and starts making the new age as a prediction and evaluation to Mayata Codex. Brahma. Economic value. The methods in which the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom grew itself and continues to grow is based on commercial value. Many cultural products are traced amongst the world population and clarify the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom history. The correctness of the trade has a realistic value to the world and projects the Khumbarat Chitra of Jayesh Bhagwanji Chitroda, myself, history through the Indian Hindu religion and culture, making murtis, arts and crafts, rituals etc. and selling them yearly with significant boost values at festivals. The development is officially determined by the Atta Codex. For example, the Bhagwans and Bhagavati Murtis are real Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom emperors and empresses of the universe shown on the Khumbar Chitra of Jayesh Bhagwanji Chitroda illustrated on every planet. Unlike false emperors or empresses that are not Indian Hindu Kumbhar and ride a wave of fake news release publicity to install themselves similar to Victoria that is not part of the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom and has no family lineage or heritage tracing herself to even to the real royal lineage of England, thus adding significant evidence of conspiracy of racism, money control, language recognition, brainwashing by the Christians, Catholics, Jews, Judaism's, Islamic and Muslims against the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom due to proven evidence of creation and ownership of the universe by the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom. Bhagwan and Bhagavati history stories are linked to Indian Hindu Kumbhars living in India as they are descendants of the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom that are traceable to proprietor value, hence the expansion of Hinduism through culture, heritage, language and commerce, a never-ending method of systematic religion of Hinduism and worship. Other Kumbhar group derivative names such as Cumbrian, Kumar, Kumya Kumbi etc. are not a part of the history or descendants of the Indian Hindu Kumbharat Chitra of Jayesh Bhagwanji Chitroda or the Indian Hindu Bhagwan Om Chitroda Kumbhar kingdom. The value of the atom also sets the level of understanding of how to properly make a computer CPU and its real purpose as to have it defined and made for a particular reason, eliminating false creation and use without value and proper atom. Brahma. Evolution of arts and crafts. The rendering of arts and crafts are the Maya Codex results in the continuation of creating and making products until a combination of everything is achieved and elements cease to have no other use. Amongst technology there are many ancient cultural values to arts and crafts, particularly with historical value reflecting the complete Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom. Methods of the Karighar profession, divine holy intervention by Bhagwan, show the public whilst cloaked, invisible, the best methods of practice known as Aghatiya Shama, the format of rendering the public, people and society overwriting the professions and society's current standards regardless of their position, rank or power. This has also been shown in the past by my family ancestors to display and insert attributes of my Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom into society and have it branded forever with a recognition pattern, thus creating proper fit attire in coordination to the new age, leading to proper evolution of society and the human race. This is a method of physical implementation that administrators cannot achieve. Brahma. Hidden attire of arts and crafts. Many arts and crafts have hidden history values attached to products or the item in question to where it originated. Some are quite open with translation, some have lost their origin, and some encompass hidden attire waiting for the decoding. An example of hidden attire within arts and crafts are famous paintings that were once dug up from pyramids located all around the world, as the original buildings were covered by pyramid-shaped enforcements by my Bhagwan Karma Chitroda, Bhagwan Ram Chitroda, and Bhagwan Krishna Chitroda empires. The methods to which they can be decoded is with Maya Codex. Various famous paintings can be traced straight to the Kumbharat Chitra of Jayesh Bhagwanji Chitroda, myself, via reflection symmetry and corner fold symmetry. Such arts serve as a historical memory to my ancient kingdom and help people understand the arts and crafts of my Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom. Brahma. Decoding Mona Lisa. Imagine originally found in tomb located in Europe painting was touched up in paint as the original paint had faded. The known artist was labeled Leonardo da Vinci equals da Vinci equals Vin equals Tro equals da Trochi equals Chitroda. Leonardo equals Lion son of Radha Krishnan painting was painted in the Trodata Omega age during my Bhagwan Ramdev P. Chitroda dynasty 4500 BC-500 AD. Image of Mona Lisa. Reflection symmetry with hidden image produced in the center of the frame translating to the Kumbharat Chitra of Jayesh Bhagwanji Chitroda. Brahma. One kingdom. The point of one kingdom can only be achieved by Indian Hindu Kumbhars, as every country has an ancient set of languages and arts and crafts that are excavated by archaeologists that have origins to the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom. The showing of my Kumbharat Chitra of Jayesh Bhagwanji Chitroda further solidifies the evidence of Hinduism and the universe's structure. And so it is not the duty of the Indian Hindu Kumbhars to ever protect non-Indian Hindu people, countries or religions, as they do not have the greatest attributes of the universe as the benefactor. There is no such method of conversion using ritual, culture or mantra for non-Hindu people to ever become part of the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom and its attributes, as it is not a membership club but the real identity of worship, penance and sacrifice, following the correct religious Indian Hindu kingdom orders to be united with my history. The structure of this reality creates many separate laws for Indian Hindu Kumbhars, as it can be said with evidence that Indian Hindu Kumbhars are descendants of gods/Bhagwans and most favored people, a claim that other non-Indian Hindu religions, Jewish/Judaism, were trying to act to brainwash Christians and Catholics into thinking and confuse real history, science, mathematics, art and crafts of the planet. The concept of non-Indian Hindus Kumbhars has in this age grown to a level of false spying to create false representations of pure Indian Hindu Kumbhars in communities that have relevance to Hinduism, causing a duality belief factor and mental health problems for many people of all religions. Brahma. Symbolism evidence. Symbolism is one of the greatest aspects of history or itihas remembrance. The Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom portray and protect the very point of human reality and existence. The planet has not yet returned to its former glory before the great floods. There are many kingdom logos of the completed discovery of planet Earth and other planets that are embedded and carved in the Kumbharat Chitra of Jayesh Bhagwanji Chitroda on this planet, with the Bhagwan Om Chitroda kingdom symbols carved into the surface of each planet, highlighting the ownership of the planet and universe, with designated at-a-town names to decode the meaning to the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom. Also with symbols and designs of every stage of making the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom etched into buildings and integrated into templates that are available in the open market waiting to be decoded. The rituals and culture of the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom have consolidated the memory and provided evidential proof of owning the universe and planet through language, paintings, pictures, religious ritual artifacts and various types of arti, bhajan, sutra, shlok, yantra, tantra, and mantra, producing the utter translation to everything known and ever to be known in the universe, with complete domination and truth in such scales that it is impossible to ever ignore. Brahma. Arts and crafts of the Kumbharat Chitra of Jayesh Bhagwanji Chitroda. This is the most significant topic and cultural aspect of the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom. The entire Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom is celebrated through religious and cultural notations of arts and crafts, whether a single Kumbharat Chitra or mantra. Bhagwan Prajapati Chitroda, Universe Government and Imperial Royal Emperor of the Universe, is a notation title of my ancestor Bhagwan Mahadev Chitroda during the end of the First Age. Bhagwan Mahadev Chitroda was not one single entity or person, it is the name of the entire authorship of history of the first age of my family avatars born at the start of every new star age from the Tridata to the start of Kalpa age, and has been summarized as the Veda. All avatars of my Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom empires are named Jayesh Bhagwanji Chitroda and create mathematical named avatar kingdoms and empires during the dynasty. It must be understood that Avatar is the name given to the founder and starter of my Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom at the beginning of every new star age, completing the universe like a complete circuit with a time naming chakra, where my own eternal name is a fixed entity repeating itself at the beginning of every star age. For example, the name for the first person of my empire dynasty of Mangal Dev, Buddha Dev, Vayu Dev, Shukra Dev, Surya Dev, Shani Dev etc. ruling the planets was Jayesh Bhagwanji Chitroda. The same is with my Vaman, Karma, Ram, Krishna, Veer, Matsya etc. family empires and kingdoms. The name is evident of mathematical atta calculations and the Kumbharat Chitra throughout the universe. The maternal family of Avatara are the Indian Hindu Kumbhar Yadav family dynasty that are also a fixed entity to the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom and time naming chakra. The classical Swarup of Bhagwan Mahadev Chitroda meditating is actually of Bhagwan Mangal Dev Chitroda, the first Bhagwan to show this posture and meditation stance. Summarizing history. Please note that Brahmins do not name Indian Hindu Kumbhas, as the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom is greater and older than the 14th century Brahmins and Brahmins. However, Brahmins are known to provide Indian Hindu names for non-Indian Hindu Kumbhas that do not have any kind of tracing or Hindu heritage. Main image. Kumbharat Chitra of Bhagwan Mangal Dev Chitroda in Mahadev Swarup located at Uttarakhand near Himalayas. Top right, Bhagwan Mahadev Chitroda statue. Bottom right, image of Bhagwan Mangal Dev Chitroda in Mahadev Swarup. Brahma. The work of Bhagwan Veer Chitroda. The work of my Bhagwan Veer Chitroda empire is an expansion of my Bhagwan Ramdev P Chitroda empire, where Peer becomes Veer and is coming to completion as the formula and codex has been found and decoded by myself, and so the work of unification begins. The prophecy or mathematical calculation has been completed by myself, and through the creation of my own Avatar codex explaining history and the greatness of the universe through my Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom. As the only ongoing live kingdom on the planet since the first age with correct naming and correct formation. The Bhagwan Veer Chitroda kingdom is based on the unification of the planet. The empire first started when the great flood waters retreated from India Gujarat. During this time many people were given freedom on the planet to settle where they wanted, as the previous complete kingdom on the planet had broken up. My ancestors and the rest of the Indian Hindu Kumbhas, however, recreated the previous kingdom and started creating provinces and started grouping people together with the same languages using the Bhagwan Om Chitroda kingdom symbols. Throughout time the kingdom kept building, recreating trades, businesses and governments etc. to join the world together. It's in its oneness. It's the same reason why the Indian Hindu Kumbhas created colonialism and invited the British, Germans, French, Spanish and Portuguese to India, as the Europeans were primitive and never had technology or any form of scientific or mathematical education. And India was flourishing with education through the Indian Hindu Kumbhar mandirs and education system. The purpose of my Bhagwan Veer Chitroda kingdom is enlighten the people of the world about its hidden reality. One branch ended in 1991 when my father Bhagwanji Mepa Chitroda officially closed his ancestral business network known as the Illuminati. There are no more Illuminati in existence today, as the national and world governments with other related business were set up by him, my ancestors and the organization network since 1725. As he had to follow the natural path of the Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom method of the avatar as to give his wealth away, so during my dynasty I earn it back through my ancestral recognition of revealing how great my ancestors made the planet and universe. This is also known as the avatar maaf, pathway of the avatar, as not to offend people that my family ancestors achieved and created more than them from our own Indian Hindu Kumbhar kingdom with love for the universe and existence. Please note that the Freemasons, British monarchy or any other non-Indian Hindu royal or imperial from non-Indian Hindu backgrounds are not Illuminati and were never considered to be made Illuminati, as all Indian Hindus have more prestigious history and heritage than them. All Illuminati were Indian Hindu Kumbhas only, and the proof is my lecture series. Brahma. Cultural rights, niyam and niti. The cultural rights of the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom are endorsed in its religion and culture and its evidence for planetary and universe history. This renders all non-Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdoms insignificant as they are not a seed of the original ongoing planet and universe history, culture or identity to its most perfect state. Many non-Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdoms, due to not being able to have tracing, have been destroyed and started celebrating the works of the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom as extracts that have been made into religious notations, having the reason to create niyam, rules, or nite, laws, that must be abided as not to offend Indian Hindu Khumbars, as the extracts are from the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom history and do not belong to non-Indian Hindu Khumbars or kingdoms. This provides free speech to Indian Hindu Khumbars and makes them exempt from non-Indian Hindu Khumbar law systems and country culture. Most of the post-colonial countries such as India, Britain, France, Spain, Portugal, Germany, China, Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia, Americas, Africa, etc. were all a manifesto on the short commercial project created by the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom, as none of the countries apart from India had any wealth, money, technology or education. The relics of important historical value through paintings, music, religious, books, history, education, government, finance system are all linked to Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom origination, creation and ownership. The Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom do not agree with non-Indian Hindu royal families, as they were not installed by the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom and they are not even related to the glory and heritage of the Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom, as many of the non-Indian Hindu Khumbar royals and imperial wanted to claim Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom assets as their own and propagate a fake history of association, to them a total public falsification. Brahma, Bhagwan Krishna Chitroda and climate change. The progress of preservation of my previous empires began with the Bhagwan Karma Chitroda in the Kalpa age, and the work was completed during the end of my Bhagwan Krishna Chitroda during the Dwarpan age. During the Tridata first age to mid-Kalpa age, the planet was a thriving kingdom all under one empire belonging to my ancestors. Many buildings with great work, scriptures, arts and crafts etc. were sealed and then had pyramids built to encapsulate them to secure the structures, as within building mechanics the pyramid shape creates a strong casing or enclosure. The point of the covering or preservation was to avoid breakages through the ice age that started to cover the countries north of the equator due to ice asteroid that broke up into 3 large fragments and crashed to Earth, leaving huge craters in the Earth's crust. The cold ice starting radiating and freezing parts of the world, and protection had to be achieved whilst methods were employed to destroy it and make drainage rivers from the ice melt. The ice ages lasted several millions of years, producing glaciers that destroyed buildings. Others like the Great Pyramid of Giza etc. are still in the protection cover and never really uncovered. Many of the pyramids in Europe have already been uncovered and have had the arts and crafts labeled within museums with histories that do not match the greater world history. However, with Mayata Codex it is possible to show the origins and the hidden codex of history of my Indian Hindu Khumbar kingdom. खरघर की काला समय से पहला